Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Matt Leschber with 1836 Property Management, as always in beautiful Austin, Texas. In this video, we're going to discuss do-it-yourself property management versus hiring a professional. The assumption versus reality of the landlord experience are two different things. What you thought would happen versus what really happens will surprise you. You may have thought you'd make money on day one, but it takes time for that rental income to come all the way through after paying the bills. You may have thought your house was perfect, but no house is perfect. I promise you've thought that, especially if you lived in that house, you never did any repairs. But what that really means is all those repairs have been deferred. You probably thought things would be cheaper if you had your cousin do them. They'd also be a lot less productive, and who knows what your cousin would say to those tenants that you didn't want him to say. You may have thought that you'd be consulted on every decision if you hired a property manager, but the truth is property managers are paid to know what the right decisions are and how to act on your best interest. And we shouldn't let those tenants deter them from making the best decisions. Common reason do-it-yourself landlords end up partnering with a professional property manager. Number one, it takes a lot more of your time to manage those properties and that resident relationship than you ever thought. Number two, the tenant is proving challenging to work with, whether it's that they don't want to pay their rent, communication issues, or they simply have a lot to say. They're challenging and you may have not expected that. You're unsure how to handle certain legal code compliance issues, whether it's regarding the lease, the door locks, the smoke detectors, the CO2 detectors, or much more. You're unsure if they're providing the correct legal documentation during the application process. What should you ask? What should you not ask? And what documents can you request? Number five, maintenance debacles. Maintenance can go on forever with a property, and I hate to say that M word may come up for you. You never want to have moisture turning into mold, because if you really want to set off your tenant and go down a rabbit hole, that is the quickest way to do it. So let's discuss the onboarding stats for the do-it-yourself landlords versus those with professional property management. Properties that we onboard that need project management or have owner involvement typically lease in 47 days. Those when the 1836 PM team is in charge of those repairs, maintenance, or onboarding, 24 days. Now consider, if each day is worth $100, how much are you really saving by not letting go? When owners place tenants and don't go through our vetting process, things get out of control quickly, and sometimes it's very difficult to get them back under control. The same goes for when an owner insists on selecting their own maintenance vendors versus using our trusted vendor partners. So how does a professional property manager handle the stress of managing rental properties? Well, the first thing we do is we get your property looking its best before it ever goes on the market. We need something that we call hotel room ready condition. Next, we ensure you're legally compliant in numerous ways. And don't forget, laws change all the time and no one comes to tell you they've changed. We professionally advertise your property through whatever sites are most effective in your community. And this does change from every metro area to another in the US. We thoroughly vet tenants and place them in a handcrafted, well thought out, updated lease. We manage all maintenance calls and requests, even those 2 a.m. Christmas Day emergency calls that the oven's not working and their turkey is going bad. We assess and price your rental property based on a market analysis with people with boots on the ground. We know what's happening in your community, we know what that property looks like, and we know what's coming down the pipeline. The online AIs don't. We create a long-term strategy for your investment property based on your financial goals and timeline. We handle all of it, so you don't have to. If you have any questions, want to discuss this further, don't hesitate to reach out to us, 1836propertymanagement.com or 512-994-4323. Thanks for your time.